So it felt like a disservice not to put this up, just so you can see this, because we'll end up with this. We will end up with this, with two things going on here. And the ultimate sum up, if you're finding it a little bit confusing still, is just the spirit of truth versus the spirit of error, things of the spirit versus things of the flesh, wheat and weeds, truth and lies. Been given the basics, so there are no excuses. This bottom one here is just that this soul being in front of you, this soul having a ministry, has a reason to. It's not by coincidence that this soul is in front of you with this information. This information was not wanted to be here. This information was not wanted to be in front of you. Now, it is by the God that we serve, you could say, that this soul is here. And it is by the God that He has given us this information to tip the scales. To tip the scales from the spirit of error to the spirit of truth. Right? Eventually we want to see that their distinction is what will determine. So it's not having the wheat so choked out by the weeds. We need to be able to see who is actually taking the suggestions and incorporating the application. Okay? Not just how this soul comes across and what this soul says, not just with this, it's with everything we have been given. Everything we have been given, everything we have shared thus far. Right? It's going to come to these two things here. Truth and lies. Basically, the truth is going to be what stands, as the lies are not going to be a part of our Heavenly Father's. He didn't design it this way. He didn't design it to have the weeds be choking out the wheat. Okay? If you have read, He has designed it so that we would and that we could bear fruit by having spiritual growth. So this is up here as not a disservice, because He wants you to see this. He wants you to see this. He wants you to be aware of this, because this is what's happening in the field as we speak. All right? There's a conflict happening in the field. It's not always what fine and dandy. It might look that way on the surface, and humanity has made it seem as if everything is, because they look at the surface and they come from the surface and they assume that there is just the surface. But it's like an iceberg. It's what's underneath. It's what's underneath. Right? And it's that darkness. It's that darkness, and it's aspects don't always like hearing the truth. This is noticed. They don't like hearing harsher truths, and they don't like going deeper. So if you are someone who wants to go deeper, who already is quite deep, you are encouraged to understand that this is what's happening as the truth. everything that the spirit of error is attempting is trying to get you to not see this. Trying to get this soul to not see this. Trying to get us to not see this. Because if there are more of us who do see this, then, you know, it's going to expose something. And we can notice it in its exposure. So I just want to give you this. You can take this one as the ultimate sum up. If you're ever feeling as if there's saturation, consumerism, misinformation, and you don't know where to start, this soul has attempted to make it simple for you. But again, we would do well to remember this as its core. There's a core message here. There's a core message here. Anything that tries to dance around the subject and not get to the core message, right? Anything that tries to sidestep is probably not of God, you know, so we test the spirits. Get more aware of this. Be aware that we're in a field that has a coexistence. It has an apparent and current coexistence happening as we speak. And we are here to have aspects realize this. To have aspects realize this. And you can find relief in there's a fact, there's a truth. There is a truth, there is a true nature. You know, you're not, there are lies. There are lies regarding the truth. So stand in your truth, stay firm in your faith.